Davengers. West Coast Davengers.
There's only one mantra that you all need to know. That's that one over there. See Todd, bye Todd.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. Yep. And that's it. That's the show. Goodbye. Good night. Hi, everybody. I'm Dr. Dave. Hey, everybody. Welcome to a Wednesday of chat and chill. I know typically I would be, selling comic books on a Wednesday night. But tonight I'm just drinking a pint glass of vodka because we're having a party. I'm breaking my sobriety by dying. No, I'm just kidding. It's water. Come on, you freaks. Let's say hello to the friends, and then we'll start talking. We'll start talking. Chemdog in the house. Magic. Joe Williams, aka Wojilliams, in the house. Early crew. I'm the earliest of the crew. I've been here all day waiting for this. And it is the Pope of the Wrenches, Tyler Davis, my friend. Joshua. Hello, Joshua. Another wrench. Hi, Rob McCallum. Sorry, Jamie. Sorry, Rob. Connor Gallus. I don't know why that's your greeting, is me just shifting my glasses in a intellectual way. See who? Todd. But you may not see him. You can't see him. He's like John Cena. There's another, the Pope of the top hat, the wrench of the top hats, Derek Demon in the house. What up? All right, you see here, I'm gonna sing a song about Turok. He was born in the 50s. He hunted dinosaurs, Native American, but they called him an Indian. They stole his land, he killed the dinosaurs. They stole his land, he killed them too. Turok, yay, Turok. There we go. That's the what about the West Coast Davengers do-rag? I don't wear do-rags, so, but I could sell them as merch, you know? What up, Andy? How are we all doing? Well, this Dave is good. This Dave is bad. Agua. Don't feel insulted, Connor. Feel insulated. I don't know. I need a monocle. That is true. Hold on. Yeah. Hello there. Would you like to buy a property from Dave? That's my monocle for tonight. It is now. It is now. Bart Sears is currently live on Comic Art Fans right now, where Bill Cox brought up Bert Kmart because I said it in the chat, and Bart, it was a very awkward moment. Oh, Michael Patrick Sullivan coming in live from the Nin shows in the UK. You're saying they look like the best. Yeah, they're doing like a B and an A stage. I saw that, and I saw the set list. I can't, August can't come soon enough for me to go. I'm going to see them up in Vancouver, Canada, eh? I was the Monopoly man. Turok should meet you. Ooh, that would be a great team up. Watch Bart. Gotcha. Oh, wow, Rob. Ouch. Yeah, Bill can be awkward. Bill using your words, very awkward. Yeah, that was a real the thing is, here's my thing. He mentioned that I interviewed Bart, but he clearly didn't watch the interview. Anyway, speaking of interviews, if you are keen and you have keen eyes, the next interview I'm recording is hinted at somewhere on this screen. And it's not crypto, and it's not Jack Kirby. Yeah, he probably, yeah. I hope everybody's doing well. For all of those that are traveling to North Carolina tomorrow, I'm excited to see you, and then I'll get very much my fill of being around too many people, and then by Sunday I'll be ready to go home. Yes, Superboy, exactly. I'm having Superboy on the podcast soon. And then, yes, Tyler. Those are it's actually, Tyler is dressing up as Superboy, and I'm going to be interviewing him in character. And then the first question I'm going to ask him is, why are you Superman's bitch? Speaking, hold on, let me, let's pull something up here on the screen real quick. I am Superboy. Dude, Mike Zeck would be sick. I mean, he doesn't want anything to do with comics living in, he's in the Philippines now, or he's in Bali, or he's over there, and loving his retirement. He must have made some good fucking money. He got that Secret Wars money. He got that Punisher money. All right, so let's promote this real quick because I'm excited to share about this. Next Monday, Direct Edition returns with the 4th season. This is my 61st episode of a podcast that I started on a whim. Alice Darrow is going to be my guest. Alice Darrow's got a new comic coming out next week called Tramps of the Apocalypse, and you might recognize her last name. Yes, that is the legendary Jeff Darrow's daughter, and she's been working in animation for a long time. Well, not a long time, but couple years, working on Futurama and oh shit, what's the other one? The Disenchanted, as well as a couple other shows. I think she works for Rogue Studios Animation. I think that's the name of it. But her first miniseries called Tramps of the Apocalypse comes out Wednesday, and it's funny, and it's very much in line with kind of pushing back against a lot of the idiots out there these days in the major office, the president or the Elon Musks of the world, that kind of stuff. But it's got a very much a feel of animation, and it's got very witty dialogue, and her big inspirations. I'll put a spoiler in this right now for the interview. One of her big inspirations is Faster Pussycat Kill Kill. So it's a great interview. Definitely, if you are a red hat wearing person, you're not going to enjoy this interview. But I don't think too many people that watch my channel, are like, yeah, I'm going to keep watching this guy, even though he keeps talking about punching Nazis and I'm a Nazi, So anyway, so that's coming up Monday. If you're not subscribed to the podcast, Jesus Christ, what are you doing? Superboy's like 60 now. He's no longer a boy. He hasn't been a boy for a long time. I didn't hear about that. It's another thing to add on to the news that I don't want to hear about anymore. He got that Craven. That's right. Mike Zeck with that Craven's Last Hunt money. Thank you. The one Spider-Man yeah, exactly. Bob Layton got Zeck on camera for us saying no, but thanks to, oh yeah, I did see that. Or I think you told me that. Yeah, Mike Zeck, I mean, he's open about it. I've seen him talk about it. I when I was still on Twitter, maybe on Facebook, one of the two shitty social media platforms. He did say, like, every once in a while he'll get the hankering to do a con, and that's very few and far between. Connor, yeah, exactly. Somebody left a comment on, I want to say, the newest video, this weekend's video, that big, and part 2's coming out this weekend, and it's an hour and 27 minutes. But somebody said, like, stumbled onto your channel. I really appreciate your views, and both comics and your views not being weird fascist views are going to keep me subscribed. And it's like, look, I think that most intelligent humans that read comics, create comics, or both, understand that comics have always been a liberal medium, and they were created by either people escaping World War II, or people from Europe that were getting out of World War II or being in World War II, like Jack Kirby. And so if you watch my channel and for like 10 minutes and you're like, you're one of the MAGA heads, you're going to understand I'm not for you, and I don't want you anywhere near me in general. So, Speaking of great people from north of the border, it's Ryan, Colossus Collector. So I will give it up. I am recording another interview with Chip Zdarsky next week, and I cannot wait. I'm going to talk about really just 2 things with Chip next week, and it's Zdarsky Comic News, which he is nominated for an Eisner for, and his Cap Run, which comes out, I think, next week or the week after. And I think he's the first Canadian to take on the writing duties as Cap, but I'm not 100% sure. Exactly, exactly, Connor. And so I'm really Chip's great, and what I really love about Chip is not only is he like all across the board talented, and he has pretty much done, you know, yeah, he has done only great comics, really, or really good comics and great comics. But I love his sense of humor. So that'll be up. I don't know when that's going to be up, but it'll definitely be recorded next week. I don't know about that. It's so funny, Derek. I didn't even mention it to Adrian, but originally, when I first recorded with Chip, whatever that was, like a year and change ago, I'd actually hit up Mark Wade to see if he would be willing to jump in the stream and like start like continue the fake beef that the two of them have. But Wade didn't get back to me until after the interview was recorded. Superman's first appearance, he's bullying corrupt senators. That's right. Yeah, it is. I feel like Kayfabe pointed a lot of that out, and Chris, aka Comic Tropes, also pointed that out. Early Superman's weird, but that first issue's got all of those things in there. So yeah, excited to record with Chip. We'll see what comes out of Heroes this weekend. I'll be talking to a lot of creators about interviews. You might have noticed also, we'll talk about Heroes. You might have noticed in the title for tonight's Chat and Chill, there was an announcement about PSA, and they showed off their label, all slabs and all that. And to that I say, who gives a fuck? I just used it to get, maybe one or two viewers in to be like, what's he going to say about PSA? He was the CGC Slabgate guy. And I was like, I don't give a shit, because graded comics don't interest me that much. I like the money that I sell them for because it allows me to do this job. Anyway. Early Superman is best Superman. It's weird. It's definitely weird. I haven't read enough of it, but it's just weird. Chip off the old block. Hey, speaking of a good person, Andrew P in the house. What up, brother? Yes, me and Ryan are going to meet, and I'm going to say fastball special, and he's going to pick me up and throw me, in the process destroying his entire body, because he is not actually Colossus, and I don't expect him to pick a 200-pound person up and throw them. But he's Canadian, so maybe he is Colossus. I don't know. But either way, I'm looking forward to meeting him. So yeah, Heroes Con is this weekend. I made my list of the people that I want to kind of either get some stuff signed by, or buy art from, or say hello to, and then hopefully get some interviews on the books, or at least booked, and then record them, because I don't like the people, and no offense to anybody who's done this, but it's not my thing to go to a con and try and get an interview at the table. At OAX, I did, because it was a lot chiller. There was a lot less, there's going to be 30, 40,000 people at Heroes Con this weekend or whatever. At OAX, there's only like 1,000 plus, or a couple, like 700 or 800. So I gave him my microphone, talked to Matt Wagner, all that. But I'm not going to do that at this con. I don't want to take away from artists who are trying to work. They're trying to make money. So I think it's weird when somebody's like, yeah, I'd love to do an interview with you at the con. And then it's like, they'll talk to them for like 30 minutes. Don't take those people's time unless you're paying them. He does have the Canadian maple power. Also, he does have Labatt Blue running through those veins. So, and stuff. Aren't you, Simon? I mean, come on, we know you really are. You should just say yes. I'm BKV, except you're SMSP, right? By the way, see Todd drink water out of Todd. B Paul Art in the house. What's going on? Talking about Heroes Con this weekend. Sound off if you're going to be at Heroes Con, and if you see me, and you don't have a YouTube channel, and I don't know what you look like. I know what Ryan looks like. I even know that what he sounds like. But if you see me, introduce yourself, but tell me who you are. Because I've had people come up to me at a con and be like, hey, Dave, I love your channel, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, who are you? Hi, hello. I go like this, and I hope that they put their hand and we just shake. It's kind of like the I'm doing this, and if you walk into me, it's your fault. It's the baldness. Well, I'm also Brian K. Vaughan. Chip gonna be the first Captain America writer to like Canadian bacon. Exactly. I'm excited for it. Did you see his variant for the first issue, or maybe it's a cover A? Because who's it? Valerio Sheedy. I want to say his name's Shitty. I know it's not. It's like Sheety. But I'm excited for all that. I come into Dave giving tickets to the gun show. Thank you, Simon. I groomed it today. I was like, oh, it's weird. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you grow, beards like weeds, but this shit just gets out of control so quick. Anywho, so Heroes this weekend. Excited to see Sanford Green and Trad Moore and DWJ. I actually bought a page from The Moon Is Following Us, one of Riley's pages that I'm picking up from Felix this weekend. I have a commission from Morgan Heron coming this weekend, and he showed it to me today, and it's awesome. It's a Darth Jar Jar. Also, and Kazra, I don't know if you're in here, but Wayshak is bringing my Jar Jar piece to Heroes, and he was finishing it this week. It's insane. It's insane. Let's see. Why aren't I actually rocking the sleeveless shirt? Connor. Because it was a little chilly out today. That's why. It wasn't, 75 degrees. I never read his Avengers. I don't know his artwork that well, but I will get to know it. The Rude Dude special. Yeah, the cutoffs. Daniel Ward on the road right now to the con, making the cross-country trip from Utah. Hell yeah, Daniel. Enjoy that. Trying to think what states you no, you wouldn't be going that way. I would say if you're going to northern route, but that wouldn't make any sense. Anyway, safe travels. Yeah. Anyone here going to Montreal Comic Con? I am not. I haven't been to Montreal since September of 2011 when I went to go see Pearl Jam. I love that city. Okay, everyone hug Dave when you see him at Heroes Con, meet Meep, and then do Naruto and run away. Don't do that. Don't touch me without my permission. Actually, you can hug me as long as you say, "Can I give you a hug?" That's all. I like hugs. I will hug you back, and I will never let go. Yeah, it's awesome, Kazzer. I can't wait to see the finished one. Who's your daddy, Montreal? What up? Jason in the house. Won't be at Heroes Con, but I hope I have a blast. Thank you very much. Wilfredo Torres. Cool. Hold on. Let me grab my list. I'm not going to probably do any commissions than the ones that I already got, but I'm afraid also to see the original art that Jim's bringing. Jim Rugg, that is. Hand Dave one of the post-it notes with your name on it that you're the books. There you go. That's the one, Marsh. Marsh did that with me at the Eddie Pecan. So I love Canada. I'm a great hugger. As for cons, Jason's going to be a terrific con, which one day I'll get to that. New York City Comic Con is oh yeah, that's right. Paul Pope's got an exhibition. Is that at the the Pierre Laban Gallery, or is it somewhere else? Speaking of New York Comic Con, there's a shot I go. I did register for press pass. So if I get it, I'll go. So here's the people that I'm just either going to say hello to, or, get something signed, or, look at buying an original piece. Both the Allreds are going to be there. Mike and Laura, the guests of honor. They were the first announcements. It'd be nice to see Mike again. I got to give him a copy of Many Faces of Jack Kirby Volume 2, which is right there. And Chuck Brown's going to be there. I'll probably talk to Chuck about maybe getting Chuck, Sanford, and oh my God, Chuck Brown, Sanford Green, and David Walker on to talk about this run of Bitterroot once it's wrapped up. I think that would be a fun conversation to have. Claremont, I'm really excited that Dave Dorman's going to be there. I've been looking at his art since I was a kid. you know, Star Wars stuff. Ever since the Topps Galaxy cards and the Dark Horse Star Wars books came out, I was a Dave Dorman fan. Nick Dragotta, who I'd like to have on the podcast. I'm going to be, by the way, for anybody that isn't aware that I've said this 100 times, but I will most likely be moving all interviews to direct edition. They just don't do well on this channel. People want to see me digging through comics. And I know this is, I'm not talking about the people that are in the chat, but generally, almost at 8,000 subscribers, most people don't care about the interviews unless it was Todd. X is in the house. What up, Xavier? 20th anniversary of Indie Island, lots of indie creators. Yes, well, that's why I commissioned Morgan to do a piece, because Morgan's only got a couple, maybe a year or two left until people are going to understand how unique his art is. And Frankie Boy Monster's a fun book. And, you know, Eli's doing great work. And it's going to be nice to see Eli and Adam Lemna and all Rick Lopez. All these guys are going to be there. So I'm excited to see Jeremy Heiler. Jeremy's got a book waiting for me. So, yeah, Indie Island's going to be a fun place. Precise. Wait, what did I say? What did I say? V5. What is a V5? Oh, dude, I love these pens. I've been using them for years. You want Brett? You're not going to get Brett. Brett screwed Brett. No, he didn't. Yes, Simon. So this week is Alice Darrow. I think I'm going to drop the Sakai in 2 weeks. And it's like 20 minutes. So it's not the whole interview. It's an additional piece of the interview that was never aired. Lee Gatlin is a must get commission for me. I don't know Lee, but you're going to have to introduce me to his art. Yeah, I love Jeremy. I'll probably buy some art for Jeremy. You know, if he's got pre-done stuff there. That's too long. I'm sorry, Jacob. Jacob in the house. Paper and Plastic. Great show, great channel. All right, so Dragotta is going to be there. I'm going to try and get Dragotta on. Maybe I can get Dragotta and Snyder on and we could talk Absolute Batman. Jose Luis Garcia Lopez is going to be there. I'm going to look at his originals. I should buy a piece of his. I know Jason loves talking about how much he loves the original art from Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. Michael Golden's going to be there. I may try and get Michael Golden on for an interview because of the fact that I've had almost every artist has talked about his art that I've had on this channel. First interview on the channel was Bob Hall. And so it'd be nice to see Bob Hall. He's going to be there. I bought a page from Joker Time about a year or so ago. And so I'm going to get that signed. DWJ is going to be there. I'm going to bug Dan because Dan needs to be bugged by me because I don't talk to him enough on this channel. Dan Jurgen's going to be there. Might see what original art he has. Marty Keene. Finally going to meet Marty Keene because last year at Heroes, the 2 times I went to his table, which was next to Rick Lopez, he wasn't there. I'm going to bother. Yes, I'm going to buy. I'm going to get Bob to do a Doom commission for me. 100%. No, that's Bob Dobb. No, that's not Bob Hall. Bob Dobb, Church of the Subgenius. I'm going to bug Ron Lim again, and this time I'm going to get his email address. I'm going to be like, I need to have you on the show. Uh-oh, what's wrong, Bob? What's wrong with my Wi-Fi? Is my Wi-Fi good? Is it all fucked up right now? Trad Moore, who I will get Trad Moore on the show. Stephen Platt. Wasn't Michael? Exactly. Michael Golden's sperm was it. Every single person in Image talks about Michael Golden being their influence. Same as, all the sub studios, Extreme, Top Cow, all that stuff. Okay, it's perfect. So I'm going to bug Platt again. Steven, he knows. I talked to him last year. JR, going to bug him again. Try to get him on the program. The problem is I don't want to talk about this new Mark Miller book. It doesn't look good at all to me. I may see if Scott Shaw wants to come on. Maybe I can get Shaw, Sakai, and Sergio, and we could talk early days of San Diego Comic-Con. Starlin's going to be there. I think I owe it to myself to have Jim Starlin on because it's Jim Starlin. William Stout's going to be there. I want to see what originals he has. Larry Wells is going to be there, Derek. and Scotty Young, which I've talked to Scotty's assistant, Megan, manager, whatever. And she knows that I would love to have him on, but I know he's busy. And then he just reignited his YouTube channel. The interview that Scotty did with Sean and Mateo on Ink Pulp was really good. So I would attack it from a different area. JR is great. I talked to him last year. Well, if you watch the videos from Heroes last year, I talked to JR, and he's such a friendly guy. And, we're both Long Island natives. So, we could talk bagels and pizza. Speaking of our friend, Mr. Sean Crystal, who him and Jim just finished up their Ink Pulp live, but, I'm just going to do this again because I really love what Sean's doing. The Ink Pulp Cyan Kickstarter is up, 12 days to go. He's at 22.5K. Please support this. This book's going to be awesome. Plus he's just doing some great stuff, and his art is amazing. So, you can just Google Ink Pulp Cyan and you'll find the link to that. Mike Choi seems like a really nice guy. Yes. JR is so fucking cool. Bingham's going to be there. I know the name and I couldn't tell you what books I know the name from, but yes, he's one of those guys that when I'll flip through a collection, I'll see his name a lot and I'll be like, yeah, he's got great art. Brandon Choi, the luckiest man in comics. Him and Scott Jobdell. You're on the hunt for big names with these interviews. Done great so far. Thank you, Jason. Yeah, I mean, to me, it's like some people may not think that Stephen Platt's a big name if they're younger, maybe in their 20s, but a guy like that is so important to me reading comics. I want to talk to him. And then I know he loves talking about AI and all the things wrong with it. So I'm happy to talk about that. That's right. Batman, Son of the Demon. That's something recently that I probably sold a copy of that I remember his name from. Choi does a lot of, yes, he's on TikTok too. I get shown 3 accounts on TikTok that are comic professionals, and I've only subscribed to one of them, but it's Mike Choi, it's Mike Oming, and then Stephanie Phillips. And I subscribed to Stephanie Phillips because like the way that she talks about comics is like very much exactly what I like to hear how I like to hear comics professionals talk. And she's also badass. What up, Dream or Joel, forget it. I'm not even going to try and say it. Joel M. Don't forget. What was I? Never forget. K-Baby and Nicieza. That's right. Well, also because, right, Platt took, 20 years off from comics, and now he's back doing, variant covers and stuff. I would love to see him on a regular series, and I wonder if he's working on one. Maybe I'll just have to ask him. The list for Heroes this year is insane. It's 400 plus artists, and can't forget about my homeboy Jim Rugg, and Tom Scioli's going to be there, and I'll be hanging out with Justine Piscor and her husband, and I guess Bree's going to be there too. And we're going to talk about what my role is going to be for the Eddie P Con. I know they want me involved, so I had an interesting idea, but I don't know what the structure of the show's going to look like. But what would be cool is to do like, maybe I pick out my top 10 or a top 10 favorite kayfabe episode like thing. And then me and Jim talk about it. Like I tell him why I think, and then get his insight. But I don't know. I don't know if Jim wants to be involved in a panel. He's doing his table, and that's the thing. Yeah, Platt's Moon Knight run is great. Yes. Yeah, I know he just did, and Tom's got a YouTube channel, Total Recall Show. And I know he just dropped an episode talking about it today. I will probably have Tom on the podcast at some point, as long as he wants to, because I think we could have a great discussion about his work, but also talk about, I want to get like, he's a near Kirby historian. So he wrote a book on him. Joel. Oh, that's right. Yes. Joel. Yes. I remember meeting you last year. You were one of the couple of people that came up to me and actually introduced themselves. So I appreciate that. And I'll see you. I met Stephanie Phillips at Wizard World. It was really fun to talk to her. I gave her the 411 in the New Orleans restaurants. Oh, there you go. Yeah, she's awesome, and she was supposed to be at Heroes Con or SummerCon in Washington this weekend, but she said she just got like sick for a couple weeks, and she's like, nah, I'm not traveling for a while. Oh my God, yes it is. Yes it is. Okay, two things, Jason. I would recommend starting with American Barbarian or going more recent with his Godzilla Monster Piece Theater. Tom is so interesting because his style is influenced by Kirby, but his style of cartooning. But his sense of humor is extremely unique, and it's almost like a little bit subtle sometimes. But Godzilla Monster Piece Theater was such an enjoyable experience reading that. My only negative on it was too short. I wanted it to be more than 3 issues. Yeah, American Barbarian. There we go. I know a lot of people suggest Joe Casey's Godland, but Scioli doing American Barbarian is him writing and also being the illustrator. Well, here we go. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Ooh, yeah. All right, I just gave you a little bit of that, Ryan. Who's your favorite band? Hopefully it's not Rush, because I can't sing like Geddy Lee. But his name is not Ferrent. Actually, I probably can. So yeah, Tom will be there. Excited to see him. I gave him a copy of Volume 1, but I don't think I didn't give him a copy of Volume 2, but I'm only bringing like 6 or 7 copies of Volume 2, so if I don't have any more, I'll just bring one to Pittsburgh. Speaking, I got to tell this story today. So today, big shout out to homie Chris, aka Comic Tropes, aka Trash Movie Tropes, aka the guy. Anyway, me and Chris met up today at our local comic store, Stargazer. Shout out to Stargazer Comics, Tacoma, Washington, on 6th Avenue. And we walked over to our coffee spot over there, which is Bluebeard Coffee. And we get in there, we order our drinks and sit down, and all of a sudden, in walks in, and some of you might not give a shit about this, but Ben Gibbard, lead singer of Death Cab for Cutie, and the bassist Nick Harmer walked in, and they both live in Seattle, but they were in my hood, and we talked to them for like 20 minutes, and I'm a big Death Cab fan. I'm going to see them in August to do the 20th anniversary show for Plans. And it was just really nice talking to him. And it was just a cool little serendipitous moment today. So grab some Conan books and read titles like I feel. Yeah, I could do that. Actually just sold all of the doubles of the Savage Sword run, but I do have a full Savage Sword of Conan run 1 through 100. That's right. I never read Tom Scioli's GoBots because it's extremely out of print. I've looked at a couple issues. I have one of them, one of the ones that Ed did the variant cover for. Led Zeppelin, Metallica, Linkin Park. Okay. Oh, so you need some like, here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario? Hey, Bo knows this, what? But Bo don't know that. But Bo don't know Jack, because Bo can't rap. So what do you know? They did. I'm not gonna keep going. Yes, the Gatsby reveal in Monster Piece was great. Yes. Yeah, Riley, that was today. Wow, they Nick and Ben were telling me that they do like every once in a while come down to Tacoma for record shopping, because the street that my LCS is on, Stargazer, there's 2 or 3 record stores within walking distance of, so it's just a great place, and there's great coffee over there too. Shelly Bond, oh that's right, Shelly and Philip will be there. Right, tons of good stories coming out of there. I actually thought I wrote them down, but I know they're going to be there. Yes, yeah, I saw Death Cab for the first time in 2004 on opening up for Pearl Jam on the Vote for Change tour, and I've seen them pretty much every year since, or not every year, but probably 10 times since then. Yeah, it was really cool. It was really cool. Forgot to tell you, Dave, but there was a patron in the corner who also totally recognized Ben, and his jaw was hanging open the whole time. That's really funny. That's so funny. I mean, they are since the grunge, since the Seattle scene blew up, Pearl Jam, Nirvana, Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, etc. They're the biggest band to come out of Seattle since. hands down. I mean, there's a couple other bands that would be post 90s. Sunny Day Real Estate came out. They're somewhat big, and minus the Bear. But yeah, Death Cab's the biggest one commercially and fan wise. I'm flying in tomorrow. So I'll be in the afternoon. I got dinner plans, but yeah, I'm coming in tomorrow. But Ryan, I will message you, and if you're around, I can always come swing by and meet up. He's just Kim. Go got the full series. Yeah, it's tough to find, Connor, the GoBot series. My friend Andy Bennett will be there. Is a lovely pen and ink Muppet sketch. Oh, cool. I think I know the name, and I think maybe I've seen his stuff on Instagram, or maybe you've reposted it, Tom. But I definitely know the name. Not to be confused with such people as Andy Lanning or Andy or Matt Banning. Those two I always get confused. Bat and anyway. But yeah, tomorrow, this weekend should be good. It's tough. Last year for Heroes, if you didn't watch my videos, I shot videos every day, and I shot a lot of footage. I don't know what I'm going to do this year. I'm going to shoot footage. I didn't really dig for comics last year because I don't go to these shows to really dig for comics. I go to either buy art or talk to artists, and I hate the word, but I am definitely networking because I'm trying to get interviews, but it's also just to, have conversations and be around it in the purest form because it's a great convention. Yes, Stargazer, I'm usually there. I usually drop in every Wednesday, probably close to open, because I always stream on Wednesday, but I'm either prepping for a sale or I'm doing this. But Stargazer is the best comic store in Tacoma, and it's the best comic store in Seattle, Tacoma, if I'm being honest. And the owner's great. Damien's great. And the thing I really love about Stargazer, and that Comics Place up in Bellingham is a bigger version of this, is that they are not only doing Marvel, DC, or Image. They try to get books from all the publishers. I mean, they only have so much space, but I use and I'm using this in air quotes, influencer powers sometimes to ask Damien to order certain books and see if they work and sell, because I think if I can get one or two books into the store, I think Chris is also an advocate of this. Like, if they sell and people pick them up and they become monthly books for people, like, that's what I want. If somebody wants to call me an influencer, I want it to be on, I bought this new book because Dave talked about it, or the artist he interviewed talked about it. Not, I bought this slab because Dr. Doom is coming to the MCU. Oh my God. Nothing like that. Yeah, exactly. It's pretty packed, and I love it that he also has been upping the amount of events that he's doing. He had Lou Ferrigno in store. Ryan, what's Ryan's last name? He created Kahori and worked on the What If show. What's Ryan's last name? Anyway, but yeah, I do dig Stargazer a lot. So Heroes, the thing also that's great about Heroes, if you're thinking about going, it definitely, Ryan Little, thank you very much, Chris. Yeah, couldn't remember his last name. The first name that came to my mind is Ryan Key, but that's the lead singer of Yellowcard. That's right. And Chris did a signing there when his Radiant Black backup came out, and it was great. Chris was having a ball, wasn't he, Chris? But yeah, Heroes is a convention. The comic digging's great, and I can't wait to introduce myself to Jason. What's his name? Jason. Come on, Connor, help me out. Jason, comic book dealer to the stars. I can't remember Jason's last name. I haven't met him yet. We've talked online. See? And Riley, wasn't it a fucking fantastic book? Like, Charles Vess's art is amazing. Spider-Man. Charles Vess will be at Heroes, as he always is. What's that? Is West Coast Davengers saying he hates comics? I do. I hate them so much. Guys, I don't even know why you listen to me. I after I'm done, all of the stuff that's on the wall is getting replaced with just black pieces of paper. I'm going to throw all of that stuff out. By the way, if you're not aware, hold on. This awesome McFarlane Secret Wars 8 statue is getting given away on this channel as soon as I hit 8,000 subscribers and 500 on direct edition. Anyway, are you going to do a Whatnot live sales from the hotel room like the influencers? I'm actually going to do it from a barbecue spot, and I'm only going to sell barbecue on that Whatnot sale. Oh, hell yeah. Bump me. Yeah, those pictures you sent me, Dave, were insane. I mean, you know how I feel about that store, and I feel like if I ever get a chance to go in there and wreak havoc, I'm going to buy a lot of stuff. I have a Secret Precious Moments figurines channel is true. You know what I would do if I had a Secret Precious Moments channel? It would be like I'd show them off, and then I'd take a baseball bat and be like, it'd be like a fetishist channel for people that want to see me smash Precious Moments figurines. And I would do that. All I would need is one of those well, I have glasses, but I don't want to ruin any of this because it's all I've got left. I would love to do that. Make a channel of me just smashing Precious Moments figurines. But like, it's like 15 minutes of me showing them off in like this very endearing way. And then just baseball bat and smash it. How much for one rib? Oh, too bad. I already ate it. You know, I do have this great, I was in like a vintage antique mall once, and I was in the market to buy like a baseball bat. Just, you know, like it's nice to have something just in case somebody thinks that they get smart and break into my house or whatever. And I found this baseball bat that's not a major league bat, but it's like a mini bat. It's a little league bat. So it's not those 12-inch souvenir bats, but it's like a good 27-inch bat, you know, and it's got the perfect weight that you can one hand, you know, hoard off. If who knows if a mayoral candidate comes to my house while I'm live and I need to, you know, beat him up. Welcome to Dave Smash Day. Hello there, Mr. Yeti. Yes, I'm always looking to smash things. Can I raid your dumpster after you're done tossing all your comics? Yes, Connor. There was the one person that slid into my DMs after I posted that. You remember the guy that left the comment who said, like, you never say how much you paid for the comics, except it was the title of the video. Somebody slid into my DMs to be an asshole to me, and I told them that, yeah, I actually hate comics, and there's a dumpster outside of my house where I just throw everything out after I'm done shooting the videos. My wife likes some of the new Pop Mart blind box figurines. When she was in the hospital, I got her 2 or 3 to cheer her up. The nurse came and goes, cool, my grandmother collects. I bet Chrissy felt real good after that. Probably had a good laugh out of it, though. There you go, Connor. No machete. No, I think I showed it off on the channel once. You remember the knife in Cobra, Tom? Like 15, 20 years ago at a flea market in the Poconos, I bought a knockoff version of that. So I have that too. Dave's gonna little slugger you. Exactly. Well, it's like the whole thing is like when you hold a baseball bat, you know, like a wooden Major League Baseball bat, the reason why they don't one hand swing it is because it's got weight to it. And if you try to swing that around and you miss, your follow through might actually, you know, like if you're really defending yourself and you miss somebody, your follow through might end up killing you by throwing you off balance. This thing, you could do some damage with one hand. Oh God, Casey Jones was like, for as cool as the Punisher was and is, and obviously the Punisher that Garth Ennis and Steve Dillon did is the best Punisher. But as a kid, you know, when Turtles came out, Casey Jones probably the coolest vigilante that existed at that time. And still that the cartoon Casey Jones, because he wasn't like, and then Elias Koteas, I think he played him in the movie. Like they weren't super violent versions of Casey Jones or anything. And I just love Casey Jones. Jose Canseco, tell me you didn't. No, I don't. Listen, Jose Canseco just use a wiffle bat. Yeah, I'd be like, it tickles. Now I'm going to kill you. Wait, what about golf club? You going to bash someone's brains in with a golf club? I won't Joel anybody, okay? Rest in peace, Joel. Yeah, exactly. Casey Jones is so sick. Yes, see. All right, JC the comic geek is yelling at me. I'm just kidding. I know you're not. New to your channel. Do you have any other hobbies besides comics? You've only I've voted for. I mean, my other hobbies besides comics, I have live music. I love to go to shows. I love to listen to music. I love talking about music, movies, the general arts. Sadly, because of me doing this and this being my job and my business, and it kind of occupies most of my time, I don't hike as much as I used to, but I've been living in the Pacific Northwest for 11 years, and I've done some of the most beautiful, grueling hikes I never thought I would do before I moved here. I've never hiked Mount Rainier itself, but um, what's it called? Shit, I can't remember the name mountain right next to it, uh, which is about a 7,000-foot summit. I've hiked that several times. So I love hiking, not a camper. I think beds are for sleeping and outdoors are for enjoying. I do not enjoy camping, but I do love hiking. That's one of my big hobbies. Also traveling. Taser equipment, wiffle bat, trademark copyright. As a Reznor fan, do you have any plans to come down? Yes, Michael, I bought tickets. I am going to Future Ruins November. I cannot wait for that. For those of you that don't know what Future Ruins is, Trent Reznor and his manager, they formed a company a couple years ago, and one of the things that the company, it's called With Teeth, they wanted to put on a festival. They announced that festival this year, and it's all movie scores. So like John Carpenter's going to be there. Howard Shore's going to be there. The person that won the Academy Award for Joker, I don't know their Finnish name, but like it's going to be awesome. One day festival. His other hobby is running around at night wearing a hockey mask. Well, don't tell him about that, Connor. We got to keep that. It's on the down low. Mount Fart. Yes, exactly. That's the mountain I hiked. Sorry, did not mean to. It's okay. It's okay, JC. We all have our. We all. It's all fun. It's all fun. Shit, Kavla. Shut up, Connor. Awesome, Michael. Well, if we see each other, you're gonna have to tell me who you are because I don't know. I don't. You know, if you look like that, if you look like this right here in the corner, then I'll know exactly who you are. If you come to, I almost called it Tucson, Tucson. I'd suggest the fall or winter. There's some amazing hikes. You know, Riley, I haven't been to Tucson in a long time. Phoenix is the most recent times I've been to Arizona, but similar to that, the first time I went to Vegas for work back in when I was sober back in 2014, I actually went hiking in Nevada, and it was like the most beautiful thing. I've never experienced just like hiking these dry canyons versus, you know, what we have here in the Northwest, which is, you know, mountains. Okay, I wasn't sure if he was there, if it was just his score being performed, but whatever. I can just pretend he's there, right? No, not going to SummerCon, Big B, and flying to Heroes. Going to Heroes. SummerCon is not a Comic Con. And as much as I wanted to do it as a seller, I got really, and I know you're going to be there with Chris, and Chris is going to be hosting, I guess, a bunch of the panels. Here's my thing about SummerCon. Last year, I actually put money into Joe, my graphics designer guy, doing a bunch of promos, like promo thumbnails and stuff for advertise I was going to be at SummerCon. And SummerCon refused, did not repost anything. I tagged them in everything. So then last year, they have a vendors Facebook group, so you could ask questions. And I asked them, why didn't you repost anything or promote any of the sellers that were going to be there? And not only did they not answer it, they didn't even approve that question to be put on Facebook. So I said, you know what? Fuck this place and fuck these people. I'm out. The fest I want to go is Leviathan. Sounds like a metal fest. Or maybe it's just Mastodon doing their own festival. Chris will be there. Look for him. He'll be the guy walking around smiling at everything. Because last year I saw Chris walking around SummerCon and he was just happy. Which makes sense. It's a Comic Con. Why wouldn't he be Cappy? Cappy? Cappy. Good old Cappy. I am awesome. Mr. Tropes. Connor is fuck. All right, JCS, where do you believe the comic book industry is going in the next 5-10 years? I know smartphones, tablets, video games taking away generations of youth, sadly. I don't know, man. I will say this. I think the indie comic industry, if we want to call it that, or just the indie comics creators are going to rise. I think we're going to see more of a 1980s indies comic rise in the next 5 to 10 years than we will ever give a shit about DC and Marvel, because they don't care about their comics. DC does. I shouldn't say that. DC has a slew of books in the Absolute Universe. Everybody seems to be writing and drawing their ass off. And on the movie side, James Gunn seems to be pushing it back to the comics. James Gunn is very much saying, he is the opposite of what Kevin Feige is doing. James Gunn is saying, I am inspired by comics. We're going to do all this weird stuff. I love comics. And Kevin Feige is just like, oh, movies. They don't care about the comics at Marvel. I wonder if Bear McCreary or Ludwig. I don't think Bear McCreary is going to be there, but Goranson might. I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to tell people to get Connered. If you want to miss seeing Zach Morris in favor of Danny Warren Johnson, that's on you. Hell yeah, I'm a verb. Is that the one that's in Palm Springs, Tom? Or am I thinking of a different one? Verb, it's what you do. Anyone remember those commercials? I don't. I smile because if anyone recognizes me, I want them to have a good experience. No, if somebody recognizes you, you should immediately frown. And then they'll be like, oh, I didn't realize he didn't want to be talked to. That's okay. Yeah, they seem to be a bit disorganized and a bit testy. Their Black Label stuff is... Do they... you know what? I haven't read anything in the early Black Label. I really do want to read... Harley was supposed to be really good, but throw suggestions on their Black Label stuff. Because I know I've read some stuff and I didn't even realize it was Black Label. Yeah, he don't give a fuck. It's in Austin. Okay. That makes sense. Chris, you should be wearing your get up when you're running around with Phoenix Jones. Oh, that's right. That's right. And then people would recognize him for a different reason. Be like, you saved my life that one night. And be like, are you from the South? No, I just talk like this. It's like everybody talks like Foghorn and Leghorn in my mind when I'm doing an imitation of them. Here's my imitation of Chris. Oh, I didn't see you there. Hi, I'm Chris from Comic Tropes. Would you like to learn about Joe Kubert? No, I don't even see. By the way, Chris did release a video this past weekend about Joe Kubert, and it was great. And then Chris had Sean Crystal on Monday night on the Spinner Rack, which is Chris's Monday night show where he discusses comics, sometimes Diamond, and then more comics. And then sometimes he says, when I was a young man, my father, he took me into the city to see a marching band. He said, son, when you grow up, would you be the savior of the broken and the beaten and the damned? I forget if that's actually how it goes, but I thought Kevin Feige interviews that he loved comics. No, he sure as hell doesn't show it. Here's the thing. If Kevin Feige loved comics, what Kevin Feige would do is when the movies came out, he would put those comics everywhere. They're Marvel. They're Disney. They could literally have comics anywhere they want. If they called up Elongated Muskrat and said, hey, we want to put our comics in your cars, Elongated Muskrat would say, okay. Just a PSA, there's a seller on eBay selling Marvel Rivals cards. They stole art from Alex Ross, Mika, Okazaki, and Rose Besh, a commissioned Chinese artist. Yeah, that shit's gonna, when that happened recently and like somebody was Peach and all those people were, they just don't realize that like that's been eBay for 25 years. And that sucks. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm saying that it's terrible, but it's nothing new. It's like government being government. It's nothing new. Boy, I say, boy, my father took me to see Vanessa. That's a different song. My impression and my joke. Well, I was doing an impression of you doing the joke. It's a form of flattery when you're my idol, man. Well, I mean, I don't idolize you. Yes. Well, that's the bug from Men in Black. It's a pet cat. It means worlds to me. I'd like to have it back. Sugar. Water. Vanessa. Helena. So anyway, now that I've scared off a couple people from the stream, let's get back to talking about comic booklets. What have I read recently? I read the Marvel Rivals one-shot Ignite. I got the Stan Sakai variant cover, and the Peach Momoko story was great. It's another Demon Days vignette. The other two stories were extremely plot forgettable, but the art was really nice. Sugar, water. Did I read Usagi yet? No, I totally forgot to buy it today. Oh my God. I totally forgot that today was the day that it came out. The reason why I forgot is because that interview took place 3 weeks ago. And I'm bad. I'm a bad comic person. I'll pick it up at Heroes this weekend. Rachel. Where's Rachel? But yes, I did get recognized today. Somebody did in the comic store today in Stargazer thank me for this Stan Sakai issue. The Stan Sakai interview. I was looking at this text when what Connor said. Yeah, Asagi Tabo Part 1 came out today, which is 10,000 Plums 4. I just read Spider-Man Wolverine comic. Oh, is that the Carrie Andrews series? I haven't looked at it. That's right. Vincent D'Onofrio has been around our whole lives. I mean, Vincent D'Onofrio was Private Pile. Not Gomer Pyle, but Private Pyle in Full Metal Jacket. Yeah, Carrie Andrews. I don't know if he said, I guess he says it's Carrie Andrews. He seems like I think he's a good artist and all. He seems like a really interesting, affable, nice guy. He's Canadian after all. So generally Canadians are nice, right, Ryan? If you're still in here. He played Robert E. Howard. I didn't know that. And Orson Welles. Man, he's played everybody, Vincent D'Onofrio. He also played Wilson Fisk. Wilson, I have come to take your jobs. Yeah, Carrie Andrews is dope. What else have I read? I read Stray Dogs finally, which I really enjoyed. And new Absolute Batman, the Bane, that issue that came out last week was a lot of fun. You know, Chris talked about the Absolute Batman issue on Monday night on the Spinner Rack, and I felt the same way as Chris. Like I couldn't help but reading the dialogue in the Tom Hardy voice. By the way, and this is an extremely, I'm gonna hot take. Give me one sec. He was also that was said earlier. This is very true, Ryan. It's very true. When I think about D'Onofrio, I think about from Law and Order. I said apologetic. Sorry. Can't say if I can think about the writing, but yeah. Hickman Imperial series is starting off strong. Cool. Yeah, I don't know about this Robert E. Howard performance of Vincent D'Onofrio. So here's my hot take. I love the Nolan trilogy. Absolutely. I've loved it since opening night of Batman Begins. I think Tom Hardy's Bane is actually not the best performance. Heath Ledger's got that one down. But I think Hardy's Bane is the best villain of that series because he is absolutely merciless. I don't like the way they dispatched him in the end of that movie. It was very quick. But I think his performance as Bane is the strongest villain because Joker, as much of a villain as he is, we all know that like the two don't exist without each other. It's the whole thing. Like he's just the other version of Batman that, performance-wise, Ledger, Mount Rushmore shit. But I think Hardy's Bane is a better villain. He's just more of what a villain should be. There's no mercy. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know it. I recently learned that Will Smith turned down Inception. Yeah, he turned down a couple of high-profile. Django's the other one. You know what? It's okay because we all come to learn how much of a douchebag narcissist that Will Smith is. I saw a little clip of him talking about trying to talk about the slap. And it's like, dude, you just don't talk about it because you're 172,000% wrong. In 2 lifetimes, Will Smith wasn't right. That's what it is. Will Smith turned down The Matrix. I'm glad that he did, because as much as I enjoy Will Smith pre-slap and most of his movies, except Wild Wild West, I would much rather see Keanu. Will Smith doesn't have the best rating. Or his temper. Bane killed Krennic, that's right. You feel in charge? Hold on. You feel in charge? I've got them as threatening. Anyway, that's just me. But back to what else? Were we saying that he should keep his wife's name? Yeah, exactly. Dude, Wild Wild West. Okay, so Derek, I'll give you a little Dave history. Went to go see Wild Wild West at the Walt Whitman movie theater, the mall that was closest to my house. I want to say I went with my friend Seth, and I want to say with my friend Rob, two people I grew up with, since we were 7 or so. We all walked out of that movie, and even at however old I was, 13, 14, we all said we wanted our time back. Not our money, but the time we spent watching that fucking abysmal movie. Giant mechanical spider, that's right. Exactly. Bane had a glass jaw. Well, at the end of that movie, it was just like, yeah, but Will Smith. I don't know about that one, Connor. Sean Connery turned down Matrix. That's right, because he didn't know. Yeah, that was the whole thing. Like, Connery didn't know, like, he didn't understand. I refuse to believe that Sean Connery didn't understand Lord of the Rings. That book was around when he was a child, like, what's his name? Tolkien wrote that, post World War I or post World War II? Either way, Connery not understanding that, I don't believe it. The Matrix, I completely understand. No, it's not. It's not good. Nope. Men in Black is so much better. Amazon is even worse than eBay. They commission Chinese companies to make knockoffs. Well, Amazon's also destroying the planet one fucking Jeff Bezos move at a time. Fuck that guy. You have money. You think this gives you power over me? I was working for Cat Studios board games when we were fighting to get knockoffs off Amazon. They forgot. Well, yeah, and Amazon does this thing that, if you're not aware, and I'm sure you are, Big B, and anybody that kind of knows the last 15 years of retails, Amazon will approach small businesses to sell through them. And if they decline, Amazon will find a company to make that product and destroy that business. So I never watched it, but I've heard that. Same giant spider that almost showed up in Superman Lives. That's right. Superman Lives documentary is amazing. Men in Black 1 and 3 are amazing. Yeah, 2 was all right. What was the third one? Was the one with Josh Brolin, right? Because I really like that one. 2 was with Rosario, and I love Rosario, but yeah, that movie wasn't much for me. Yep. Jeff Bezos is a real life Lex Luthor. What I hate is when I was reading the latest Absolute Batman with Bane voices in my head. Yeah, that's what I just said, Jacob. I actually love that. Who's your first favorite Dave, Connor? Is it Dave Matthews? He wakes up in the morning. Or is it I don't know. What other Daves are there? Kevin Smith talked about how much of a nut job John Peters is working on Superman. That movie should have been made. What's a sequel that was so bad that you lost interest in the previous movie? That's a tough one, because I Matrix Revolutions is abysmal in retrospect. It makes the first one, like, yeah, you know what? Matrix Revolutions makes me hate that they made Reloaded. It doesn't negate Matrix, but Matrix Revolutions made me want Matrix to end at the first movie. Even though Reloaded has arguably the greatest set piece ever put in an action movie, period. That the highway scene tops anything else for the most part. I'll have to think about that, Chris, but that's the first thing that comes to mind is Revolutions. 3 had Josh Brolin. Yeah, that was a fun one. That was a lot of fun. One of my college papers was about the shady policies, practices, and wildly unethical business move that Amazon makes. Yeah. Oh, Tyler, I bet that was great. to get that all out. Pee-wee, I need to watch that. I haven't watched it yet. 2 movies I watched recently, which I can very much recommend. 3 movies, actually. So let's go through them. Y2K, a lot of fun. A24 doing like a low, kind of like a schlocky horror movie. I didn't realize that it was going to be so gory, and I really laughed a lot. I watched Heretic, which Heretic probably had some of the best dialogue in a movie in recent memory. The ending was a little weak for me, but that didn't take away from not just Hugh Grant's performance, but Sophie Thatcher and the other girl. And I went on a Sophie Thatcher kick, and I watched Companion this weekend, and I loved Companion because Companion just went for it. One hand Vincent, yeah, as the bug. Sorry, it's okay, Jacob. There is the
Hello, me. Meet the real me. I'm gonna cry about being in Metallica.
I'm your second favorite bald person. Okay, all right. Will Smith. Yes, 100%, Ryan. Here come the men in black. Speaking of other Daves, it's still only 35 cent Dave. Dave, I watched your pre-Heroes Con video the other night, and man, you're going to be a busy, busy man. Shooter canceled, by the way. I'm sure you heard already, but Jim Shooter canceled. There was a bunch of cancellations, but the one that concerns me is Shooter because he's been sick. Miami is his best song. Bienvenido a Miami. I don't know, man. I can't really say that Nightmare on My Street there's anything better, except parents just don't understand. But Will Smith's musical career it's a different ball game. Reload, but that's the thing. Like Reloaded, I actually really like, but Revolutions killed that for me. Yeah, that's right. Highlander 2, there can only be one, except there was 2, and that one was pretty fucking bad. There was more than 2. Yeah, exactly. Mortal Kombat Annihilation sucks, but it doesn't make me not love the original Mortal Kombat or the new one. Yeah, Connor, I'm not on the same page as you with that. Big Willie style. Yeah, hey Connor, you like what you like and don't give a fuck what any. Look, Jar Jar Binks up there. There he is. I love him. Don't care if anybody else does. You guys want to see my newest Jar Jar Binks piece? The Ghost Twins are so good. Yeah, I do like the Ghost Twins. Dave Foley of Kids in the Hall. Those are the Daves that I know. Yes, it was. It was a lot of fun. It's just a low budget, schlocky, funny horror movie. Yeah, like Heretic was great. Like I said, I think the ending was a little weak for me, but overall it didn't kill the movie because the dialogue is so good and Companion was fun. Super Dave Osborne, he is a pretty solid Dave, but that wasn't his real name. Although, rest in peace, Dave Osborne. Comic Tim is my favorite all-time bald man. Comic Tim's not bald. I don't know if you've seen that he's got hair. Here he comes. He can rock. He can break dance. He can pop. He can rap. He can act. He comes down to it. It's Big Willie style. Violet. Hello. Good evening. Will Smith doesn't have to cuss to sell records. Eminem destroyed him. I love the prequels. Well, I do. So fuck him and fuck you too. Oh my God. Dave Letterman, definitely a better Dave than me. Wonder how good the Henry Cavill Highlander. Look, Henry Cavill seems to be going after projects now that he wants to do because he's got that kind of power. And I'm sure, like everybody loved The Witcher while he was in it. He loved The Witcher while he was in it. I never watched it, but I tried playing the one Witcher game. It wasn't for me. Nothing against it whatsoever. Dave's not here, man. Death of a Unicorn, no, I haven't. I'm sure that'll come to HBO pretty soon because it's an A24 movie, so I will watch it when it's on HBO. Bring Her Back. Yeah, I still haven't seen Talk to Me. I know I need to watch them, and I do want to see both movies from the Philip brothers or whatever their names are. These are the Daves. Yep, exactly. He's doing a Go Lion movie. Apparently he's doing a lot of stuff. The Council of Daves. Yeah, a Go Lion movie, Voltron. Yeah, exactly. That's what I've heard, Tyler. That's what most friends of mine that are Witcher fans say. Prey was good. Did you guys watch the new animated anthology, Killer of Killers? Holy shit, that was great. I didn't realize that it was all going to be kind of one story with the 3 anthologies. I did send an email pitch to what I think is Dan Trachtenberg's manager yesterday who is directed. He directed Prey. He was exec producer, and I think he wrote Killer of Killers, and then Badlands he's wrote and direct. Dave Thomas, that's right. Yeah, that's seems to be like the consensus is the word I was looking for. Yep, Killer of Killers was really good. Garland doing Elden Ring, that's cool. I still need to see. Well, 28 Years Later comes out this week, but I still need to see what was Garland's last movie after Civil War. I do want to see the war movie he did, which I can't remember the name of, and I still haven't seen Men. Dr. David Banner, the Hulk. Random news: reporter Sam Donaldson is selling his house in Albuquerque. The listing photo shows Emmys in his. Apparently, you got. Hold on, I'm gonna grab the new Jar Jar commission I got. All right, I'm coming back. So some of you know a man by the name of Raymar Brunson. He does comics on for Cosmic Lion. I believe it's Ghost Man. I had him do a Darth Jar Jar, and he knocked it out of the park because, like, imagine you're watching a Star Wars movie, and then all of a sudden, this dark room, and then this appears. Misa gonna kill you unless you turn to the dark side, okie day. Anyway, Raymar Brunson, excited to meet him at Heroes. Let's see. No, for to be on Direct Edition for an interview. Warfare, that's the movie. Yeah, I heard Warfare was fantastic in the theaters. Yes, and directed by Garland and one of the soldiers whose story it was to tell. Wait, what was the just like in general? Oh, you guys are talking about Elden Ring. Never played Elden Ring. It is. Yeah, it is horrifying. I mean, that's why Darth Jar Jar is amazing. Yeah, Raymar is great. Raymar is awesome. Yeah, exactly. Yes, Darth Jar Jar was in Lego Star Wars, which I still haven't seen, and I know he's part of the like the Dark Falcon, like the Lego set too. I think it's only a matter of time before we get a animated Darth Jar Jar or a comic series Darth Jar Jar, because like what starts as a meme and kind of like an internet joke and makes it to the screen, I think we're good. We're good doing more of it. Darth Boss Nass. Yeah, I know what you were talking about. That's another person I really want to have on the podcast. I really would love to get oh my god. Wow. I just literally blanked. The name is just gone. Holy shit. What just happened? Am I having a some type of senior moment? Oh my god. Anyway, let's just pretend that I didn't say anything. Dave Filoni will make it happen. Yes. Then he slips and impales himself on it. It needs to be a lightsaber. Sean, wait until you see Ahmed Best. Thank you. Wait until you see the commission I get back from John Wayshak this weekend, because yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Darth Plagueis, that's right. Darth Jar Jar the Wise. Yes. Ahmed Best. Thank you. He's another one that, like, it's impossible to, he has no publicist apparently. And so I just got to keep like sending messages, try to figure out how to get to him. But he's on my list. I'd love to talk to him. I don't know if you followed his story, if you're a Star Wars fan, but the hell that he kind of went through from the backlash of Jar Jar in the media and took him to some really dark places. I know he had some really tough times where, you know, he was pushed to the brink of almost taking his own life. And, you know, he's still here. And I think listening to him talk, he's just such a really inspirational dude to hear him talk to. Yes. Thank you, Sean. Thank you. I'm really happy with that one. Yeah, they were really awful towards him. That was kind of, well, I talk about that often. on the podcast, and I talk about it often, how episode 1, whether I don't care what your opinions are on it, like you may hate it, you may love it, but it was a kind of the beginning of what online hate, that kind of movement that we're now in, like the worst timeline of it, and what it would actually do to people, and why people just, sit on the internet and harp on the negative stuff. Not in this chat room, we're having a fun time, but yeah, he experienced some really bad shit. I did just get MK Ultra right there where I couldn't remember his name. Rob Sheridan dancing Darth Jar Jar baby meme. That would be amazing. By the way, if you haven't watched the Rob Sheridan interview on Direct Edition, and you don't know who he is, he helped popularize the dancing baby meme with the Dancing Baby website in the 90s. And then went on to get hired by Nine Inch Nails to design their first website and then be their eventually art and creative director. Now working with Pearl Jam and also with Naughty Dog. Yes. Oh, Rose. Yes. That was more recent. That was only 6 years ago. No. Jar Jar's no more annoying than C-3PO. Yeah, and he ended up, I mean, I think he's doing well now, Jake Lloyd, but he had a lot of really bad drug, I think it was drug abuse, but he also like had a lot of undiagnosed psychological problems. Yeah, me, I was a teen too. I loved them. I'm going to put this out there. I had an idea the other day. Godzilla's public domain. Is Godzilla public domain now? I don't think Godzilla's public domain. Maybe the original design, but I'm pretty sure Toho very much owns those rights. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that Toho owns the shit out of those rights. Yes, me too. Me too. Imagine the Constructicons. That would be, I mean, what's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Right now they're doing the Godzilla versus Marvel stuff. And I'm sure they're going to do Godzilla versus everybody at some point. Jon Favreau's favorite sandwich shop in LA. Have your chloroform ready. Favreau would be great. I've always liked Jon Favreau. Yeah. 55, 54. What is it? None of us were alive back then. I mean, Godzilla versus Transformers could be good. Here's my thing with the Godzilla's versus stuff. It needs a good writer. That's why the Tom Scioli Monster Piece Theater was so good, because he's a great writer. Just do a boot. Like, I really would like to see somebody do. All right, Connor, here's the idea. All right, here's your bootleg comic. Godzilla versus whatever universe. 3 pages. No, make it 5 pages. First page, full page splash of Godzilla coming out of the water. Second page, full page splash of whatever property that it's verse. Let's say Godzilla versus the X-Men. Third page, you can do as many panels as you want. Everybody's powering up. Fourth page, Godzilla steps on half of them. Fifth page, Godzilla toasts the rest of them. The end. They're all dead. Nobody beats Godzilla. It's fucking Godzilla. It's like, you remember Godzilla versus Bambi? One of the greatest things of all time. How long was it? Maybe 3 seconds. Godzilla Ghost Rider. Yeah, I know they're doing like that type of thing. Favreau's portfolio is one of the most diverse. Well, yeah, he starts with, like Swingers is his first breakout thing. And then, he goes on to do so much stuff. But yeah, once he gets into the Marvel universe, but he did what? Jungle Book. He's just done other stuff besides like that. You need a James Stokoe. Yeah, James Stokoe's great. The FF4 versus Godzilla was not good. Good evening. Adrian's in the house, aka Actual Dracula. Yeah, Godzilla vs. Bambi was amazing. I probably could pull it up on YouTube right now. It's just Bambi, foot, dead, done. I think the Godzilla versus thing is just ridiculous, because it's like, good Godzilla is on screen. James Stokoe's Godzilla is great. The original manga that, I don't know if it's the original manga, but the manga that Dark Horse translated in whatever that was, the early 90s, is actually a lot of fun. I read that about a year and a half ago, so. PCU. PCU. I think I remember that. 1994. Yeah, I do remember that movie. I didn't realize. I don't. You know what? I remember Piven, but I guess I didn't remember Favreau being in it. It's been a long time. Yeah, well, that's the original movie. Shin Godzilla, you know, -1, like all. Yeah, it's that's why I love -1 so much. All the survivors just gonna get riddled with cancer being around Godzilla. Yeah, that's the like the first issue is all them dying, right? All the heroes, the ones that live, yeah, go through a horrible experience, and it's like the next 2 issues, and then it's over. Yeah, I didn't read any of them. I didn't. I just didn't have any interest though. Good evening, Garflong. I was gonna do a salute, and then I just realized that I can't really see because of the microphone. I'd like to see Godzilla versus Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Yeah, that would be fun because that would be like a half of a comic, because you know we know what happens when you toast the Marshmallow Man. He gets angry, but then he eventually explodes and dies. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Art Adams did the covers, but I believe it was translated from the manga. Maybe there was 2 different series. I could be wrong. No, no. Toho is basically, they announced recently that they're expanding their properties more into the States, because I think after the success of -1, I think what they probably realized is like, oh, we haven't exploited this market enough, especially because of the Godzilla Kong stuff on that side of stuff, the Monarch verse, which I actually really enjoyed the Monarch TV show a lot. Okay, it's been a long time since I've seen PCU. Godzilla versus the giant. Don't be that. That's right. You do have to cross the streams. He doesn't shoot fire. He's letting off nuclear, isn't he? Just letting off nuclear energy. I love when he wakes up. All this. Oh, you guys are talking about PCU. Yes, and I just heard that the director, I don't know his name, the director of -1, is starting production on his new Godzilla project this summer. They're scouting locations in Japan right now, which I can't wait. I thought -1, and I know Bill McGovern's going to disagree with me, but I don't really care. Godzilla -1 is not just, it's the best Godzilla movie. I think it's even better than the original, although time and place, I didn't see the original until I was a kid, and that movie came out 20 something years, 27 years before I was born or whatever. But -1 was such a great movie. It's also Sean's starting a it's also one of the reasons why I love Godzilla, and I'm going to do this again because too many of you don't understand what I like to do with this podcast. But I'm going to show you guys an episode. I'm not going to play it or anything, but I'll show it to you. Last year, I did an episode of my podcast, Direct Edition. Not last season, but last year. And it was called, hold on. Here we go. I'll share the screen with you. Hold on one sec. So the title of the episode's actually not Jaws the Greatest. It's called Jaws, Nope, Godzilla. And I talked about how Godzilla -1 and Nope were 100% directly inspired by Jaws, plot, characters, shots, all that stuff. But the reason why I love Godzilla -1 is a World War II, post-World War II Japanese trauma film that just happens to have Godzilla in it. So that's it. -1 rocked, exactly. And in black and white, it was so fucking nice. It was so nice. It was so cool. It's got a nuclear reactor for a heart. So do I. Oscar bait Godzilla. Yeah, see? 84, and Derp, me and you were probably the same age, if not exactly within a year or so. That was the first Godzilla movie I saw. Godzilla, Mechagodzilla, 1974. That's a classic. Love the first Godzilla of the new ones. Is that -1 or you mean Shin? Or there you go. Bill McGovern. That's his tagline. Also rare for a Japanese film to be critical of their war involvement. Yes, yes. Yeah, because they don't like to talk about it. And when they do, right, they don't like to be critical. But yeah, it was a post-World War II trauma movie. And that's what what's his name? God, I can't remember the main character's name. Is it Shixie? No, that's anyway. That's what it was really about, was his trauma and the trauma overall. Yeah, I need to watch it. Shin Godzilla is getting re-released in the theater. I want to say sometime in the next month or so. I want to go see it. I want to see it again. I haven't seen it since the first time I saw it. Okay, so yeah, we're 2 years apart, or a year and a half apart. Yeah. Oh, Elizabeth Olsen? Wait, are you talking about the one? Was Elizabeth Olsen in that first one with I guess she was with Ken Watanabe, Bryan Cranston, and Aaron Taylor Johnson. I like that movie too, for the reason that it follows the typical Jaws Godzilla rule, is less is more. But the problem for me was the movies after. We're going to talk about American sequels, because what happened to the Godzilla movies, and now where we are now, is they went the Fast and the Furious route. Fast and the Furious 1, whether you like it or not, you can't deny it's a fun movie. And it does take itself seriously. Tokyo Drift kind of takes itself seriously, but as they go on, they just become more and more ridiculous, and they get away. And like, I'm not knocking them, because I enjoy the Fast and the Furious movies, and I enjoy the stupid Godzilla Kong stuff. But the first one was like an actual serious movie. And then it's just got like, oh, we can't write sequels in this country, so we'll just get more ridiculous and jump the shark every time. Yeah, googly-eyed goofy-eyed stage is hilarious. She was the wife of Johnson. Okay, yeah. Godzilla versus Sea Monster might be the first one. I don't know if I've seen that one. I haven't seen them all. Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters All Out Attack is really good. Interesting. Okay. I do find it interesting that one version of Godzilla's. It's true. Yes, yeah. Nobody likes a tuna, asshole. You are the cops, Brian. Well, yeah, that's the thing, right? It was, the first one was Point Break, but it also spoke to the car racing enthusiasts, like the street car enthusiasts, even though it was like the pop punk version of it or whatever. But it didn't try and do anything outside of the realms of actual reality, like the street. I almost had you. You never even had me. You never had your car. Like, the dialogue's ridiculous, but yeah. It's not that the movies aren't good. They get goofier and goofier. And as much as I think what's her name as 11, she's great as that character, I don't need to see Millie Bobby Brown in movies ever again. Like, or period. She was great. She's good in Stranger Things, but I don't find her talented. And she was this kind of the star of that movie. It's like, Connor, that's really the. Fast and Furious 1 and Point Break is the same movie. No, hey. Well, first of all, Point Break is one of the greatest movies of all time. Fast and Furious, this is a great movie, but not of all time. I don't know how to say that word. Chem. Oh, that's what that is? The large lobster guy? That's right. They were stealing DVD players, and Johnny Tran. I never knocked on nobody. I love Johnny Tran. Please come into my house. Disrespect my family. That movie is so quotable. I might have to put it on tonight after this stream. Yeah, no, I swear to God, when I just said that, I did not see what you said. And the one where they bring The Rock in is arguably like the pinnacle of of that franchise, and then it's kind of all whatever after. And as much as like I think The Rock and his existence has jumped the shark at that time, that was like peak Rock, bringing Rock into a movie. Fast Five, where they're in the favelas in Brazil. Well, that's where they brought in Gal Gadot and what's her name, and they didn't bring back Michelle Rodriguez till the one after it, I think, or maybe it was the one before it. They already did. It was the Rampage movie. Once they brought him in, it went downhill. I fucking hate The Rock needing. But then Tyler, but that was like when he was in that. But then from there, yeah. Although Hobbs and Shaw was kind of funny. I think that after that, I stopped caring about The Rock. Although if you need to go back and watch a Rock movie that you might have missed, may I suggest Southland Tales? Richard Kelly's second movie, which he wrote 3 graphic novels to be the beginning of that story. And if you read those graphic novels and watch Southland Tales, ooh, it's a ride, baby. His name, he plays, the character he plays in that movie, Boxer Santoros. Tokyo Drift is probably the last movie that was actually about racing. Agreed. Tokyo Dirt. That's what they should have called it. He was fine for like the first 2 FF. He was in, yeah, the 5th one is the one. Yeah. Wait. Oh yeah. Sinner's best movie of the year so far. Dude, Smashy Machine looks awesome because, right, it's a Safdie Benny Safdie. Rock is almost like unrecognizable with the way his hair is, and I think he's wearing he's got teeth in. I'm actually excited to see that. It is ridiculous. Yeah, it's like their fight can be summed up in one image in Predator, and it's the bicep. Like that image of Arnold and Carl Weathers doing that in Predator is what the Rock Vin Diesel fight in Fast 5 felt like. Scorpion King, that's right. Although Mummy Returns, he was better in Mummy Returns than in all of the Scorpion King. I'm in for it because he does need to reinvent his career. I think he realized like he's burned so many bridges, especially after the debacle where like he just came out looking like the idiot in Black Adam. And I didn't dislike that movie completely, but the way that Rock acted after that, I was not really into it. Daimajin. Okay. The Rock playing Bambi in a Fast and Furious parody was actually hilarious. Taron Killam. I don't think I've ever... Is that real? Is that something that I can watch on the internet? They let his D&D nerd stand in front of this roided up D&D nerd stand. Vin Diesel versus Rock should be like Godzilla versus Bambi. Oh, it was an SNL thing. Okay. I will say this. For wrestling, Rock... like seeing Rock in his prime as like one of the funniest people to ever touch a microphone, will never, at least we always have that to go back on. And I met him dozen times in the years from like 98 through 2004. He was always a really nice guy. I think the Hollywood and politic part of him got to his head real fucking quick. I don't think I knew that about Vin Diesel. There's some like Big Show and Joe Manganiello and Tom Morello. I knew they were all big D&D nerds, but I didn't know that about Vin Diesel. Okay, I'll have to watch it. Yes, we talked about that, Armando. Killer of Killers. It was fantastic. All right, yeah, I can always look it up. Riddick is Vin Diesel's D&D character. Riddick's a great movie. Perfect Dark is a great movie. Pitch Black, Perfect Dark. Pitch Black, Perfect Dark was the N64 game. I enjoyed both of those. Chronicles of Riddick. I don't remember much about the third Riddick movie, but Perfect Dark, Pitch Black, and the Chronicles were really good. Villages are being overthrown by warlords. Digimon Hansu. Hollywood Rock. Fuck Hulk Hogan. I didn't know that. I never put those two and two things together. Yeah, I remember playing the Riddick video game back back when, and really enjoyed that too. Do you remember XXX introduced American audiences to Asia Argento? We were never the same. Yeah, Rob, I remember enjoying it. I remember zero details about it. Oh God, the Tooth Fairy, Walking Tall. What was the one with Chris Walken and Sean William Scott and Rosario Dawson? Josh mentioned it a couple weeks ago. Either way, I like that movie too. Excuse me. Never saw The Pacifier, but I remember it. And then obviously we all know that Vin Diesel's greatest contribution to society is 3 words. I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot. And also, dancing. Yeah, Carl Urban was great in the Riddick movie. Carl Urban's great in everything. He was great as Eomer. He's great as Butcher. What else? He was great as Bones. I stand Carl Urban. Street Sharks commercial. That's right. Vin Diesel did the Street Sharks commercial. I am Groot. Iron Giant. Oh, that's right. That's right. Yes. I forgot Brad Bird's classic Iron Giant. The Round Mound and Pound. Yeah, Dredd. He was great in Dredd, which still deserves a sequel. Yeah. I was thinking about Vin Diesel's cringy interview where he won't stop saying how beautiful the interview is. I think you're beautiful. You're beautiful. I remember that, Riley, but I couldn't tell you what year. But yeah. What? What am I coming on? Iron Giant's a good movie. I've seen it like twice. It doesn't do. I don't rewatch a ton of animated movies for some reason. No reason whatsoever. Hey, Michael. That would be cool. That would be cool. I am Iron Giant Groot. Well, Connor, connect me with Brad Bird. I'll talk to him. I think Brad Bird, I was trying to think the last movie he did. Was it the last Incredibles movie? I was trying to get an animated Spirit movie off the ground. Well, I bet you no studio is going to want to hear anybody try and pitch a Spirit movie after what Frank Miller did. I never saw the Spirit movie because after Sin City 2, I was like, I'm good. Oh, wait, no, because Spirit came before Sin City 2. Sin City's the best comic book movie. Don't at me. Brave Little Toaster, Iron Giant. I don't know what Brave Little Toaster is. Did he do Tomorrowland? Was that his last movie? I don't remember being wowed by that, but I thought the last Incredibles movie was his. I don't know what Brave Little Toaster is. I wonder if that's worth the trash movie bonanza, Chris. The Spirit. Wow. Everybody is about to get stabby on Derek for saying this. I don't know what Brave Little Toaster is, so, I have no dogs in this fight. Or Story Toasters. Yep. Stray Toasters. Wait. All right, Connor, you're just fucking with me now. Stray Toasters is the Bill Sienkiewicz book. Sienkiewicz. Speaking of Bill Sienkiewicz, there's a lot of Sienkiewicz in the video this weekend, which is the part 2 to last weekend's video of me flipping through this giant Bronze Age collection for an hour and 17 minutes. The video this weekend is, I think, an hour and 26 minutes. So don't at me because I am providing so many hours of video content for everybody to enjoy. And all I ask is if you like and subscribe and also check out the podcast direct edition. Here, check this out. You ready? I'm going to show you something real cool. If you guys go to westcoastdavengers.com, check this out. Right? I have a website. You can go to my home. You can look at this psychopath. But then you can click over on direct edition podcast. You can listen to it right here, right? Or you can just subscribe on one of these illustrious streaming platforms. I need one more person on Apple to give me 100 subscribers. I need more people on YouTube or Spotify as well. Download it, help it out. That's all I ask. I'm not asking for money yet. Yet. That Polish guy, Bill Sankiewicz, Sankiewicz. Riley, wait, yeah, and wait till you see the stuff in the. I rewatched the video today just to make sure that like the final edit was good. There's some audio issues. At one point, the microphone gets turned inward and you can hear my heartbeat. But I was rewatching how like, because I've gone through most of the stuff and I've taken out some of the stuff that's like maybe ragged or whatever. And the stuff looks just as good in person as it does on the camera. That would be pretty cool. Dengar's character I'd like to see. I'd love to see Tamora Morrison keep doing Boba Fett. I love Tamora Morrison. S. Shop smart. Shop S smart. Did a bomb ass poster for Unforgiven. No, and a boring ass picture of Clint's back. Who did a bomb ass poster? Who are you oh, Sankiewicz did. That's right. Almost 10 my time. Matt, have a good night. Take care of yourself. Connor, we could end. All right, there's 39 people in here. Some of you will probably leave if I play this video, but I could end the night with showing you a 9-minute Comic Tim video that has not been put on YouTube yet. Yes, Sankiewicz on New Mutants is arguably like, well, it's not it could be considered, it's the pinnacle of his art, or it's like the beginning of what we really know him as. Because when he was inking or he was doing FF and some of the Thor stuff, it wasn't fully formed yet. I know he hasn't. Oh, I appreciate it, Big B. Thank you. Thank you, Connor. Picked up a copy of Hulk 340 in Nova Scotia, 1992. Well, that's cooler than any story I have with Hulk 340. Does it have a price variant on it, or is it after the price variant era? Because I want to say the price variants on Canadian books ended probably in like 87. Groovy. Hail to the king, baby. About to dust off my Apple account to claim that. Ooh, look at that trip. How you doing, brother? Hope you're well. Okay, cool. Thank you, Matt. Give me some sugar, baby. Who am I and why am I here? I should be packing. I'm packed, and I'll see you in like less than 12 hours. Electro Assassin is after his New Mutants run, I believe, or maybe it's in conjunction with it, Big B, but that's his opus, I guess we could say. Will. Okay. All right, I see what you're saying there. Come get some. No, it is the Todd Father. Arguably the greatest fight between Wolverine and Hulk, because it is great. I actually did a flip through of that with Daryl on his channel, Read Your Comics, and I had a blast. I think that's a great comic. Yeah. It's during his run. Okay. Yeah, I collect. It's funny. I'll show it off on the channel one day. Yeah, Derek, I do. I actually have to renew it this year, but I do. I have a pretty big collection of Sankiewicz books. I think I'm up to almost 2 short boxes. I basically will take anything that he's done interiors on or covers and no duplicates. And I have, 2 short boxes full. One day I'll probably show that off on the channel, and then maybe we'll see. Maybe there will be a zine or 2 of Sankiewicz stuff. But yeah, Sankiewicz is, I think that he's more than one person. I think there's multiple Sankiewicz's, and he just hide the clones, because if you look how much work he's done, and he's also been known to scrap work. Me and Chris were talking about that today. He's been known to scrap work, and it's like, he has done so much stuff. Yeah. Well, his Dazzler cover run is fantastic. He's done covers for what, maybe 10 issues of Marvel Age, thereabouts. They're all great. Herb Trimpe, inked by John Severin. Well, Trimpe was, for people that are older than me, and, just older in general than, reading Hulk in those eras, like Trimpe's their guy. Yeah, Big Numbers, which was never finished, and Al Columbia did it, still didn't finish it, or I don't think he ever published anything. I think it was all scrapped after that. But yeah, Sankiewicz on Dazzler, Sankiewicz on Big Numbers, Straight Toasters, Elektra. He's done some great X-Men covers, as well as, I feel like, I don't know if he's done too many issues. I know, I want to say he did that one annual. Prolific isn't even a word that begins to describe it, you know? Like, he's done stuff that like during the Marvel Knights era, he did the Brotherhood. He did a Marvel team up book of Spider-Man and Punisher that was written by Bendis. His more recent cover run for Batman and some of the DC stuff is just absolutely amazing. His movie poster work, Hendrix comic, there's so much stuff. Oh, wow. I didn't know about that. One issue was published by Al Columbia. Okay. I don't think I've ever seen it. Is it like I try to remember the kind of plot point, but I think you're right. I think I might have even said that, or we might have discussed that on the video with Daryl. You can find the whole issue online. Okay. Favorite Sankiewicz cover is Moon Knight. Oh yeah, how can we forget about his Moon Knight run? Yeah, Moon Knight 29 is out the black cover, I believe, or is it the Werewolf by Night cover? Oh, it's the Werewolf by Night black cover. But also, like, he, in the third volume of Moon Knight, when it was Mark Spector, he did covers for that 6-issue story arc, which are fantastic. And he's done so much stuff. Yeah. Also the What If. How about, yeah, he did a run of covers kind of alternating with Mignola at certain points towards issue 300. And then what about his Berserk What If Volume 1 Hulk cover, his Conan Volume 1 What If cover? Obviously, you'll see it in the video this weekend that I talk about the What If Loki had found Mjolnir. Right. Yeah, it was that Mahfoud's in that. Yeah, there's so many great artists and stuff going on in that. But yeah, the Moon Knight 29. I mean, Sankiewicz, that's what I'm saying. Like, you go back through, let's say, early 80s, and I don't know that story. You go back to the like late 70s, early 80s when he started his career, and then go through just the Copper Age. And like his work, there's just so much fucking work. So much. Yeah, that what is it like? What if Conan was in the modern age or something like that? But yeah, I have, like I said, at this point, 2 short boxes full of, and then 1 short box full of Bernie Wrightson, which I already did my top 10 Bernie Wrightson covers video, which it did okay, but I have 2 more top 10 covers videos coming out, which they're in my wheelhouse. I recorded a Spawn McFarlane one, and then I did a Capullo Spawn, a Capullo mix Spawn, a Capullo top 10 Spawn covers. Those are both finished and recorded. I'm just waiting for a good week to release them. So, you know, I don't think I've read it. I should have it. I think I have a full run, Connor, so I will seek that out and read it. Comics is such an interesting medium. Yes. It's very much beautiful to watch that. And some people, as they get older, their art gets a little wonkier, but I still like seeing it because they're still going. That's why I don't really care about people's opinions of Frank Miller's output of the last 10 years. I'm just glad he's still drawing. I have a Sankiewicz page for Moon Knight run, but it's basically a sketch page where he's figuring out stuff. Send me a photo of that, Joe. I have a page from Moon Knight issue 10. So it's not like the fullest of full Sankiewicz, but he's on his way. I don't know what that word is, Connor. I'm 45. I don't know what a blicky is. All I know is that Dick Blick, and that's not. Yeah. Yes, yeah. Frank Miller has done some good Hulk covers. I like a lot of his random Marvel team up covers that he did. Yeah, see, Tyler, I'm too old for that word. A gat, a gun, a pistola, but a blicky, I have no clue what a blicky is. He's not telling you. He's telling me, Connor. Me, the guy that doesn't know what a blicky is. Anyway, Mignola's evolution is amazing. Yes, yes. Yeah, because and his he did a lot of X-Men, or yeah, I feel like he did a bunch of X-Men, classic X-Men image covers and back covers. If Bigby, and for anybody else listening, there's a little hidden gem if you grab comic reader magazines in the late 70s, early 1980s. The comic reader zines had usually every issue of comic reader in the early 80s had Mignola fan art, back covers, interior little like 2x2 images. There's so much cool, and he would go on to do, in those zines, he would do a lot of characters that you would never see him do, that he would just never get to work on. And I love looking at his evolution because Mike Mignola is one of the greats. And I, like most people, and I can't speak for you, Bigby, but a lot of people, when I was growing up, we didn't like his art. We didn't find it to be attractive. And then the more you get to look at it, and then obviously with Hellboy, you start to fall in love with it. You go back and you look how he's always been good. Should Hulk's tongue be pink or green? I think it should be green because every other part of him is green. And so if your entire body changed colors, why would your tongue still be pink? Because it's on the inside? I don't know. What's your opinion, Christopher? You shut up, Tyler. Yeah, Mignola's Rocket Raccoon is fantastic. Miller did a batch of covers for the later issues. I did not know that, Connor. Is that early 70s, late 60s? And were they credited? I'll have to look because I didn't know that. I like the gray Hulk with the green tongue. Also doesn't make any sense, right? Is YouTube the modern evolution of zines? I like to consider that. I like to consider actually the podcast medium to be the modern evolution of zines. Direct edition is how I pitch it. Bigby. Literally, I'm gonna just verbatim just read something I wrote today to pitch somebody on the podcast. I pitched yeah, there you go. Dan Trachtenberg, the Predator director. I call it a modern successor to classic fandom and fanzines, because that's really what my interviews are about. It's an interview of a fan interviewing somebody that they're a fan of. He has green blood, so I think his tongue should be green. Exactly. I don't think that is wrong at all. No, Connor. No. The Hulk is real. He's real. We talking about the Hulk? We were talking about Sienkiewicz, Daryl. Welcome in, Daryl. I've referenced you like 3 times already in the last 25 minutes. Yeah, we were just talking about Sienkiewicz and talking about on and off Hulk, because we've been talking about Hulk 340 and Mignola's cover work on Hulk and Sienkiewicz's cover work on Hulk. Well, it's wrong. The artists are wrong. We're all right. What if Hulk's tongue is black like a chow? Tyler, put Derek in a timeout. She-Hulk has green lips, so green tongue. Yeah, see? Green tongue, but a red rocket. Oh, no. Why, Andy? Why did you put that fucking image in my head? He did those Superboy covers while he was doing Ronin. Oh, okay, so it's in the 80s. Okay. It's not easy being green. That's right, Kermit. Hi-ho. I'm Kermit the Frog. I can't. I'm too stuffed up to do his voice. Yeah. Here's also my elevator pitch. Going up. Oh, no, there's no brakes. Going down. Dead. Loving an elevator. Living it up while it's going down. Erwin Papa. Erwin Papa. Only one more time now. Erwin Papa. Erwin Papa in the house. How you doing, buddy? If Hulk is real, Godzilla is real. Connor, I didn't say that Godzilla wasn't real. There's a bit of Hulk in everyone, especially Terry Bollea. Hide the zucchini. Get out the red rocket. I wonder what other part She-Hulk is green. Oh, Christ. Here we go. Devolving the Conversation by Connor Gallus. You know what doesn't get talked about enough? Nightwing. Oh, here he is. Nightwing stand in the house. You know what else doesn't get talked about enough? The fact that the term stand for being a fan comes from Eminem and Devin Sawa. The tea's gone cold, I'm wondering why. Get out of bed at all. Dear Stan Lee, I fucking wrote you 12 times and you still haven't written me back about Darkhawk. Oh wait, you're dead. Tea's gone cold, I'm wondering why. Got out of bed at all. Green lips, you say, so not pink. Jesus Christ. Oh, God. Rob, I appreciate you, my brother. My brother. See you in the next life, brother. Guys, it's 2 hours in and things are starting to go whoop, up there. What the fuck is Nightwing? Well, let me explain to you comic books. Okay, so there's this guy Dick Grayson, and he was kidnapped by Bruce Wayne. And after he was kidnapped by Bruce Wayne, Bruce is like, I need a Tim Drake. And then Tim Drake was like, no, you need a Jason Todd. And then the Red Hood was like, my tea has gone cold, I'm wondering why. Get out of bed at all. Yeah, it is. This is actually my favorite Eminem album. He does a team up with Shadowhawk. Shadowhawk, Darkhawk, Nightwing. That would be a hell of a crossover. We're at the 2 hour mark. Things are going weird. My brain says whatever it feels like. That's where we are. I didn't think I was gonna go 2 hours tonight. I gotta be up in like 7 hours for a flight. So Nightwing is my porn name. I think you meet Night Wong or Wang. What is the capital of Nightwing, Stan? Grayson. Oh, God. Oh, God. It's getting worse in here. Bigby Scott Pilgrim. Actually, has anybody, by the way, I think that's something that's not talked about too often about how good Scott Pilgrim is as a comic. Because I remember reading that. I must have heard about the movie because I was an Edgar Wright fan. So I sought out the books and read them. And I stole some of the best comics I've ever read. This is like... Somebody write that down and send it to Marvel and DC. Shadowhawk is Jim Valentino, but Connor, is Jim Valentino Shadowhawk? Does Jim Valentino still go? I think Jim Valentino does roam the streets of Portland, randomly breaking criminals' backs. So, yeah. Where he was kind of like, really, yeah, like I know what you're talking about because Byrne was doing that. I put Scott Pilgrim in my top favorite movie adaptations from a comic. I would also probably put the comic in my top comics. Garth Ennis wins with Night Fist. Shadowhawk might be Jim Valentino. No. Night Wong. No. Night Wong. All right. Well, look, I'm going to ask, can I do a poll on here while we're live? Riley, I watched the first 2 episodes and I didn't like it. And I think I need to go back to it with an open mind because I thought it was going to be something that it wasn't. And, I think it's because I have so much love for the movie and the comic that it was so different. It kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? It was jarring. You can't reach them, Dave. You can't reach their backs. Can't. He's a very stout man. Oh God, yeah. We all love Mary Elizabeth Winstead. She's also great as Hera. Fantastic Four 3 by Englehart and Pollard. Oh, okay, 310. I probably know that book. I just don't know it. Poll, best Batman character: Dick Grayson, Robin, Nightwing, or all of the above? You think you have power over me? All right, we're going to take a vote. I don't often do this, but I'm willing to show the Comic Tim Japan episode if I get, there's 34 people in here. 15 people want to see it. I'll play it and then we'll end the night. I'm getting a little stuffy. I don't want to lose my voice. I want to get a good night's sleep. I'll play it right now. But I need to get at least 15 people that say they want to see it. If not, it'll just be an episode eventually. Vote early and often. Show it. All right, 2, 3, 4. I guess that Ken. By the way, if you don't know who Comic Tim is, he's this guy that appears on my channel sometimes. Okay. And he's an idiot. And he was in Japan. So also hit the like button. It's about 9 minutes or so. Yeah. If it doesn't let you run as a hashtag, well, we're taking the vote right here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm guessing that's a vote. 6, 7. That's not a vote for Mandy. That's not a vote. 8, 9. That's right. 10, 11. No. 12, 13, 14. Okay. All right. We're running it. I'm sorry to the rest of you that didn't vote, but we're going to run it. All right. There we go. All right. Let's run this video. You guys can enjoy. And look, this is going to be on the YouTube eventually. It features our good friend, Sean, aka Japan Book Hunter. While I was sleeping, this video was shot against my will. Yeah, who cares if the people leave? Here we go.
He loves to rock. Watch out for Comic Tim and his hot books. Comic Tim.
Whoa. Am I on the internet? All right, man. Well, hey, I'm Comic Tim. You might remember me from such videos as Comic Tim Goes to Portland or Comic Tim in Scotland, man. Now I'm coming to you live and direct from the Davenger guys cage, wherever I am. And I just got back from being detained in Tokyo. I think it's Japan or something like that. Yeah, man, I was in the jail for a while because they caught me with some bad manga. Yeah, man, bad mangas. This stuff, man. The book, not the fruit, which is what I was all confused about in the first place. But anyway, you're here to see me with the Japan hunter guy, man, Shawan. I think he goes by the Japan Book Hunter. Yeah, man, and you're about to see in the video one of the things I got, but why don't we watch this interaction with Shawan?
This is, I don't know. I don't even know how we edited
customers
this.
coming in today at all, or?
We got one guy coming in here soon. His name is Tim, I think, from America.
Okay.
But I don't know. I chatted with him a little bit. Seemed a little bit weird.
Oh, really? Wait, like, what do you mean by that?
I don't know. He seemed like a little bit off, but I mean, we get a lot of weirdos through here.
I mean, it's Japan Book Hunter, right?
I know.
So,
It comes with the territory.
Exactly,
but,
right. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
He should be here soon.
Sounds good, cool.
I can never find the book. Oh. Yep. Whoa. Oh, Tim?
Whoa.
Okay, come on up.
Whoa. Whoa, man.
Oh, are you Tim?
Yeah, man, I'm Tim. Are you
hey.
the Japan book trader guy?
The Japan Book Hunter. Japan Book Hunter.
Man.
Yeah. Come on in, man. Just take off your shoes.
Oh, dude, I haven't been wearing shoes since I left America, man.
Okay.
I thought it would be a lot easier with the traditions of the Far East people, man.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
We usually don't wear shoes inside here, especially the bookshop,
Yeah, so when I was at the airport, they're like, "Sir, where are your shoes?" I'm like, "Man, I ain't got none, man." So
Well, at least you got through security probably faster.
yeah, no, they detained me. They checked every crevice. They just wanted to know what I was up to, and I said I'm here to buy mangas.
We have plenty of manga for you. Yeah,
No,
we have
mangas. The fruit. That's what you sell, right, man?
No, this is a bookstore, man.
Oh,
You know, okay, that's cool. I don't know how to read, but I can look at pictures. So.
I have lots of pictures.
Cool, man.
I have lots of books with pictures.
All right, man. Oh, man, this is really cool. Do you mind if I make a little food for you before we get started?
Well, if you could, we don't really have any food in here because it's a bookstore.
Oh. All right, man. Well, I get it. You know.
Yeah. I have a home where I keep my food.
Oh, all right, man. Well, yeah. Show me. Let me ask you a question. There's a guy that created a character. I think his name is Stop Nagai something. Stop sign Nagai.
Stop sign go Nagai.
Oh yeah,
Is that
no
what you're
go
talking
right.
about?
Yeah,
go Nagai.
Yeah,
I said
man.
Devil Man, Cutie Honey, all of that
Oh,
stuff.
you shouldn't call me that, but I appreciate that.
Yeah, I got lots of go Nagai over here. I got lots of Otomo stuff. you
No,
know.
man. Otomo. That's the guy that created. He's from Canada, right? He's Canada and Akira and Canada.
Well, yes, something like that.
Man.
Kaneda and he did Akira. Yes,
Oh,
yes.
What's that stuff? What's that stuff with the octopus in the women?
Oh, you're talking about some of that Toshio Maeda stuff, that Legend of
man.
the Overfiend with the tentacles.
Oh yeah, I like
Yeah.
I like sushi a lot. So the tentacle stuff, it really gets me going.
Because
know?
you like sushi.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I like raw things inside of people. What else do you got? What else can you sell me here, man? Oh,
Well, I got all kinds of stuff here. I've got adult manga, I've got manga magazines, I've got art books, I've got more manga magazines, I've got vintage and
you have
hard to
sweaty
find-
men wearing belts. You know, that's one of my favorite types of mangas is sweaty men wearing belts.
Not a manga, but it's a wrestling magazine from the 80s. You know, you get some Inoki in there and some fun stuff like that.
Let me ask you a question. One of the things that I always look for when I go to another world, you know, because I'm in another world right now, Turok the Dinosaur Hunter, man, it's my favorite comic. It's a hot book. It's very popular. It's worth tens of millions of thousands of dollars in the United States of America. Do you have any Turok?
I sell Japanese manga, dude. This is what I do. But I do sometimes find a weird, an American comic book here and there, but I don't know what you're talking about, to be honest.
Oh, man. All right. Yeah. Do you mind if I just browse?
You
a
can
little
browse
bit?
all you want.
Yeah.
Look around, manga, VHS.
I'm Tim, by the way. Nice to meet you, man.
Oh, Sean.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you again.
Arigato gozaimasu.
Yeah, nice to meet you again, Tim.
Yeah. Konnichiwa. Whoa.
Yeah, konnichiwa.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about that time of day.
The art of is this where I can order fruit from? Because it's delivery.
It's delivery service, but it's not a menu.
Oh.
It's an art book for an anime.
Oh man, I know anime like Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, something like that, but Japanese, we can say. Maybe Japanese Mickey.
There's that the Club of Akira by the guy who created Canada. What is? Oh my God! Oh my God! You have the hottest book, hot book, Turok. Man, you have a copy. How many yens is this?
I don't know. 300 or 400 yen. I mean,
Oh,
whatever
man.
you got on you. Whatever you got on
man.
you, man.
I don't know if I don't even think you know what? My wallet was in my shoes and my shoes are back home, man.
Well, I'll tell you what. I like you, Tim, so I'm going to give you Turok Dinosaur Hunter
Oh my God.
as a souvenir for your time here.
You're the
in
best of
Japan.
all of the treasured hunters in China. You're my favorite. You're like Turok, but with books.
Yes, I hunt something. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I'm Turok, the book hunter.
Yeah, man. All right, man. All right. Well, listen. I gotta go because unfortunately, I'm here illegally, man. I left my passport with some guy named Steve and geeky female and a very, very fine collectible guy at the airport. And I think the cops are after me, man. So,
I would definitely go chase down that passport, man.
all right, I'm gonna go, man. Thanks for letting me hunt
Do you want
Turok.
some shoes?
No, man. I'm good.
Is he gone?
Yeah, that was really weird, man.
That was, I mean, interesting for sure.
Yeah, Tim. He had no shoes on. Man.
Nope, no shoes, man.
No
I mean,
shoes
at least he
all.
followed the rules of the shop. I mean,
Seemed like a nice enough guy, but
yeah, I mean, he got what he was looking for.
yeah, he got what he was looking for. They always leave happy.
Right.
Whoa, man, I know you're used to the Davenger guy, but, he's on break because he needed some mental toughness. Yeah, man. Well, it's amazing that I found one of these in the Tokyo Man Hunter guy's place, and Shawan just gave it to me, and I was very generous of him to do so, but he really show too much of it in here. It's very sexy. As well, I got a S pawn from there he is, man, the McFearless dude. This is like my second favorite comic book of all time, man. It's a hot book. Just like the Turok is a hot book. And I also saw the G-Man. Yes, that's right. I saw God. Zilla, man. Yeah, that's a T-Rex. So I want to just say thank you to Shawan. You can find him on YouTube and the interwebs and geocities.com/JapanBookHunter.com guy. And you can buy mangoes from him and manga. Yeah, if you don't even know how to read Japanese, you can look at the pictures, man. Whoa. Anyway, thank you for another installment of, oh shit, I gotta go. I think this is a microphone. Maybe it's a hair dryer. I gotta go take a shower anyway, man.
So yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed whatever the fuck that was. It'll be eventually on the channel. This is probably a fact. Believe it or admit it. Thanks. Oh yeah, of course, buddy. Cheesier. Yeah, and thanks for posting that today. You could probably buy mangoes and Migos. Yeah, maybe Migos from Shawan, the Wranglers found them. People love that manga. Look, I will try to get more videos of Tim, and put more videos on there. I just I'm afraid sometimes that they're too intellectually funny for people. Not you all. You all enjoyed that. Tim mispronounces as good as the Key and Peels. Yeah. Aaron. And Miss Terry, and don't forget about Very Fine Collectible Guy. Just in case you were wondering, if you're like a newer viewer to the channel, there is a Comic Tim video or two on the channel. I'll just show you. You can find them on the channel right here. There's the top 10 comic books Comic Tim takeover. There's Comic Tim interviewing Todd McFarlane, Stan Lee, and Alan Moore. There was a collision between Comic Tom and Comic Tim. So yeah, you can find those videos on the channel, obviously. So anyway, I have purchased a thing once. I am still new. Yeah, Violet. Comic Tim's a person, a shaman. You got to pack it. Oh, that's right. You showed it off on your channel, Adrian. Yeah, it was. Thanks for the shout out on that. Evgeny, what's going on, my friend? Skits and bits. I think that all people should be able to laugh, and if you can't laugh at that and it's not for you, I can't help you. But that's all I got. I think that's going to be it. I've been live for 2 hours and 15 minutes, and this has been a fantastic evening. So before we get going, though, some news. Next Wednesday, going to be my last sale of the month. After I come back from Heroes Con, it's going to be a big sale. You're going to see stuff from the video from this past weekend and this weekend. I'll bring some stuff back from Heroes Con. I got some more Japanese stuff, including a full run of Japanese Spawn. So I'll be selling all that stuff. This weekend is, it'll happen eventually. Love you too, Biggs. Hell yeah. Thank you, Derek. But we're not going yet. This Sunday is the second part of the Bronze Age thousands of comic collection that I got. So please watch that, support the channel that way, and hit the like button tonight. And then next Monday, please check out the season premiere of Direct Edition. I'm putting so much into this podcast, including paying an editor, but that's besides the point because that's out of pocket for me. But Alice Darrow is my guest. She has got a brand new comic coming out called Tramps of the Apocalypse next Wednesday via Dark Horse, and we have a great hour-long conversation about it. Thank you so much. Of course, Riley, I appreciate you reaching out about those books and buying some stuff for me. Thank you, Amato. How does he pronounce Timothy Chalamet? He probably calls him like, Timothy Chalamet. Appreciate you, Cal. Direct Edition podcast. You sub up. You can sub it on YouTube right now. Other than that, next sale is next week. I am probably only doing, I'm doing 2 sales in July. One is most likely going to be a 2-day sale, a 2-night sale. Maybe I'll do Wednesday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, Thursday, or maybe I'll do Friday, Saturday. Because I've got a lot of travel coming up too. So, and a lot of shows to go to. Have a good evening, Yetimus Maximus. Shalameet. There you go. Yeah, it's almost like me and Tim kind of know what we're doing. Timothy Clam Hammett. Steven Spock. But everybody, hit the like button tonight. Check out the podcast on Monday. Check out the new episode on Sunday. I'll see everybody next Wednesday for a live sale, West Coast Wednesday. I appreciate you, Adrian. You'll be missed this year, but I'll hopefully see you soon. Timothy Lady Marmalade. All right, everybody, have a great night. Thank you for being here tonight. This community's fucking awesome, and I appreciate every single one of you. Be there or be square. Shalom et